Hello everyone, Tammy here. Welcome to FUNtastic Friday. So today, the fun fact question comes from Shannon at Mixed Media, Minnesota. And she asks that, what she says is, I know you and your husband are crafty. Do your kiddos like crafts? Do they craft with you? The very quick, short answer is no and no. um, However, that's just quick and too simple, and I'm gonna grab my coffee. Um, my kids are extremely creative. Um, so our son, who is the oldest, he played, well, he, before he did anything else, before he learned to read or anything, he drew. So he would draw characters, and he's done that ever since I can remember. And when he was in school in the third grade, he well, I should clarify, up until the third grade, he was able to draw while he was listening to his teacher. So he had kindergarten, first grade, second grade teachers that allowed him to draw while he was listening to them. And that is a very important thing that I want to point out. And that is that some people, kids, whoever, have to be doing something while they're learning. So they, to a certain extent, I don't think my son really was, but some kids are very kinesthetic learners, meaning they have to move to retain information. I am like this, and my son is like this. I need to be doing something with my hand, doodling or drawing or doing something while I am listening. So it helps me to retain the information. So in the third grade, he was doing this, and his two things happened. His teacher said, no, you cannot do that. You cannot draw while I'm speaking. And the second thing that happened was that he had a sketchbook that he carried with him everywhere, and he would draw the basically kind of the same. They were kind of robot type, transformer type characters, and he would draw these, and so he had a sketchbook full of them. And then one of the kids in his class started teasing him about them, saying that, why does he only draw the same thing? Is he dumb? Can't he learn to draw new things? Blah, 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 blah. Long story short, I ended up pulling him out of school. The teacher and I could not come to an agreement. And I want to also note that he was in a gifted program. So he was in the public school that we were in. He was in the public schools gifted program, which means, higher. They I don't even want to get into the politics of it, but basically, it was supposed to be for kids who had, high intellect, high creativity, just gifts in general that were a little beyond what so-called normal children. The whole thing was ridiculous, and I was extremely uncomfortable with it. But anyway, I did pull him out of school, and then I also pulled my daughter, who was in the first grade at the time. I pulled them both out of school, and I homeschooled them. I did a very controversial thing called unschooling, where we didn't have a necessary curriculum. I let them guide where their learning took them. So my son, for the first 6 months that he was homeschooled, all he did was draw. So I would read aloud to them both. They were they were first grade and third grade age. So I frequently read aloud to them, and he would draw and draw and draw. My daughter went off in all kinds of directions. She wanted to learn how to cook, how to bake. She made crystals with sugar. She wanted spelling tests, just it was very fun to watch her thrive, because in her first grade class, she was reading at a very high level. And again, a whole long story, but she was not being challenged. And so she would come home bored, exhausted, angry. And so, anyway, she got to flourish and do her thing. So, anyway, fast forward, um, you know, Emma, my daughter, took dance lessons from the time she was in kindergarten until she basically graduated from high school. Super great at dancing. She got invited to join the company, so she's really creative in that way. Movement, super coordinated, super flexible. She has had a stint of making soap, but nothing really sticks with her. Like, she's never really been like, oh, I love doing this or I love doing that. I scrapbooked for years. In my head, when she got old enough, she would sit next to me and we would scrapbook together, mother daughter. That never happened. So yeah, so my son also, in between his drawing, he took drum. He wanted to learn how to play the drums. He was always extremely good at it. Like, my husband and I, neither one of us in the beginning, we never had one of those times where we would be like, oh my God, I wish he would stop banging on the drums. No, he was always had extraordinary rhythm. And so he was in a band for a while, and for his living, he is an artist. So he is an animator. So he takes things that other people draw and he makes them move. And he does this for a company that whose clients are world famous: Google, Amazon, Pandora, Apple. So they have done commercials and promo pieces and things for companies all around the world. So he continues with his creativity. As far as crafty goes, no, he doesn't necessarily. He did origami for a while, all those things, but no. I have this nice big art room. I have paints. My daughter could come in anytime and sit with me and do her thing, and she does not. She chooses not to. The sad thing about that is she is a perfectionist. She's a self-made perfectionist, because I have never, ever, I did a home daycare where all of our arts and crafts was open-ended. I never had an example of a turkey and said, hey, we're going to make a turkey. I never did that, because that is setting kids up for failure, in my opinion. I think if you just give them the materials and then let them create whatever they want, they will create whatever they want, and it doesn't have to be a thing. So that's a very long explanation, Shannon, to your question. No, they're not crafty, and no, they do not craft with me. And I as you all know, I do lots of different things. I did teach her to crochet. Again, it didn't stick. She just she hasn't found her thing yet. So hopefully she does. Yeah, so that's my answer, my fun fact for Friday. Next week, I will be answering Carol at Free Spirit Arts. Her question was about karaoke and singing. So stay tuned next Friday for the answer to that question. And I will see you in the next segment. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the answer to the fun fact question for this week. In this part of the video, I'm going to show you how I've been using my book lovers journal. So I did make this on video, so you can go back and look at it. But I decided, instead of putting it in my Etsy shop, that I wanted to use it. I wanted to use it to kind of record, some of my favorite books and authors, just for something, for my grandkids, if I ever have any down the road to look at. So here's how I'm using it. So in here, I'm putting favorite books and authors, and they're in absolutely no particular order. They're just kind of as they came to me. And I have continued that into the back. Right here, I started writing a story. I'm not done with it yet, about how the house I grew up in, we did not have any bookcases. I did end up getting a bookcase in my room, but we never had bookcases. Even though we had a lot of books, my mom was also an avid reader. They were either just stacked up on the floor or in boxes. And so this is kind of a story about me searching through boxes and what I was finding in those boxes. Very inappropriate books that I shouldn't be reading, but I did. But anyway, so this one I decided it's kind of in a really cool card that has library and stuff on it. So I talked about my favorite library and how it was one of my favorite things to do when I was a kid. You know, and books I would check out, and just how nice the librarian was, and how helpful. And then in this one, I write about my favorite library was in our little neighborhood, and then I also loved the downtown Seattle library, and then bookstores that I liked, used bookstores. I liked them dark and full of books. That was always my thing. So yeah, so that's all I have so far. So I'm just gonna keep. You know, I'll probably do a kind of a whole write-up about my favorite book of all time, which, you know, the Harry Potter series is kind of getting way up there, but still, my all-time favorite book is To Kill a Mockingbird. And so that book it just has always touched me in so many different ways. And so that's something I would like to write about. So I will do that. So that's just kind of a quick rundown of what I'm putting in this book and how I'm using it. I find it fascinating that we meaning junk journalers and artists who make journals. I've never seen a video that I can remember of someone actually using their journal. I've seen planners. So I've seen people, and myself included, I've shared how I use my planner, but not actually sharing, you know, how we use a journal. And so I think it's kind of fun. And I think it's important to use what we make. Like that tag that I was showing you that's in this little pocket. I did not put a paper on the back. I just left it. It was a collage board that had been gessoed on the back, and I didn't like the way it felt when my pen was on it. So that's something good for us to know, that you know, like I thought, oh, this is perfectly fine, you know, you can write on it, and it is, and it does take an ink pen, but I would have liked to have paper on, you know, like regular writing type paper on the back of it. And so anyway, just, you know, little tidbits here and there, and things we figure out as we go along. And I think using our product that we make is extremely helpful. And I know there's probably a lot of you that do use your journals, you just don't film them. I understand journals are extremely personal, and I totally get that. I totally get that 100%. So even this little blurb that I wrote here, it's a little bit uncomfortable for me to share. So I do get it, and I understand. So, you know, great if you are, you know, using a journal that you made. Yay, I'm super excited. And I think it's amazing that we do that. I think that's all I have to say. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have another part to this. I want to share my Alice journal, but it's not quite done yet. If I don't get it bound into a cover by tomorrow, then this will be kind of the end of this video. So I'll say goodbye, even though it might not be goodbye, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and share what I have of this Alice in Wonderland Down the Rabbit Hole journal. So I made this cover, so these are not in yet. And now I don't like it. I love this fabric. I love this inside. This is super Alice in Wonderland to me. But it's too thin, I think, for these. They're going to be pretty hefty signatures. This is just one, and there's going to be 3. So I'm not sure. I don't know. And then the corners are having some issues, and I don't have really thin corners. I only have the for thicker like cardboard. Mine are a lot, so I could get some that are thinner. I do love how the cover looks, though. Like I'm just think this is fabulous, and I love it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. I was also thinking to put a couple of pockets in here, or it might, if I put something down the side, that might strengthen this a little bit. So I'm going to think about that. Like I could put something down the side here and then strengthen up the spine a little bit, and then something here. That is a possibility. So I'm going to think about that for a while, just while I show you where I'm at with this. So I think this signature is complete. I just glued a little sentiment on there. Again, like with all my journals, there's lots of writing space. So, yeah, we'll just kind of go through. And I have only used the Down the Rabbit Hole kits. There's a couple of different ones. And you can find them at Teddy Treasure Etsy store. She has 1 or 2 kits over there, and then Nanine at Collage Type, she has some over there too. So both places. And I'm pretty sure, I think I bought everything except one. I'm not positive though, I can't remember. So yeah, so that's what we have here. This is probably one of my favorite. I need to make a couple more of these. This was supposed to be a tag, but I just liked it as a tuck. So it has these little pieces in here, that you can write on, or just decoration, and then a journal card or tag. So yeah, so I just decorated up some of, so this had a really bad glue line from this. This is kind of heavy, so I put pretty heavy glue on there, and then I forgot to kind of wipe it down, and so it made a line. And this is what faux washi tape that came with the kit, and so I just went ahead and put that on, and then a couple of decorations. And then this is the little triangle with triangle tuck with the triangle little journal card, and I love how that looks. Super excited about that. So there's that, and then just journaling space. And then this is just kind of an over the page thing, so you can take this off, you can journal inside and then put it back. So I really like that. And I kind of like that I did it on the side. So yeah, so there's this side. And just, yeah, more oh, I need to back this. So I'm going to leave that out. So I remember that I need to do that. Yeah, just a little cluster. I just glued this on here. More little sentiments. The kits come with tons of sentiments, and I printed them out 2 different sizes, normal size, and then I cut them down 50% or so. And then this is a belly band, and then another little journal spot. And then this is just a little, this is nothing special, it's just an over the page tag that I put in there. And then yeah, just a little tuck spot with a large, there's a lot of these large journaling cards, and I actually love them. There's another one, and this is a magnet. My daughter used to get these. I can't remember what the kit was called, but it was like a fan kit thing, and each month was like a different theme, and they did repeat themes over and over. So I just found this going through some of her stuff, and I just stuck it in there. But here's another large tag. And then another one of these. I need to make some more of these because I love, oops, got that glued in almost. And then yeah, little belly band, another tag. Okay, this needs to be inked, so I'm going to keep that out. The Mad Hatter. And some of these journal cards, I just put little sentiments on those too. And then this is a big tuck spot with a couple, and then this, I just put this in here. I was thinking this would be really nice as a, so like, you know, a board, like if you wanted to write, I think it's not as big as the page, but I think you could move it around. But I only have 2 of these, and I'm going to have 3 signatures, but I think that's okay. Okay, so this is the only one that's mostly complete, but there are going to be 3. I have this and this and this, and this is the first time I've only used the pages from the kit. So I printed double-sided, which I've never done before, so I really like it. So no you know, no coffee pages, no odd pages. It's just 100% from the kit. So pretty happy with it. I just need to fix up this this cover. I think I like the, now that I like talked it through, I think it'll be good to put like a tuck spot there, and you know, maybe I could even put maybe I could put like a, I don't know, just something different right in here that did like an L shape, and you could tuck all kinds of things in. Something to think about. So I'll play around with that. And my problem is I'm getting a little tired of working on this, and I need a lot more ephemera, like a lot more. And it's like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. I've never like taken a project and set it aside without finishing it, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Might take a little break and you know, maybe do some, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. But that's my FUNtastic Friday. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have a couple new subscribers. Welcome. I'm super happy to have you here. I really enjoy sharing what I'm doing. I don't always talk a lot during my videos. This FUNtastic Friday is kind of all about sharing and talking, and then my creating videos, I do a lot of fast forwarding and not a ton of talking. So that's kind of what you can expect. Yeah, that's all I have for today. So this weekend, it'll be a clean sweep. I'm tackling my closet, so you'll get to see that. And thank you. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.